Hello everyone, got 3 dirty jokes for you today. So 3 women get greeted at the gates of hell by Satan. Welcome, sinners, he says with a grin. In heaven, your rank would be based on your purity, but not down here. Your mode of transportation will be decided by the number of men you have hooked up with. He turned to face the first woman. How many men have you hooked up with? Around 5, I think. I was at least a little bit loyal to my husband, she said proudly. Boring, cried Satan, showing her and Scooter. She rode off into the distance. How many men have you hooked up with? He asked the second woman. At least 20. Ooh, spicy. Here's a nice motorbike for you, then, said Satan, and the second woman drove off as well. He turned to the third woman. How about you? Over 200. I was the hottest woman in town. Wowza, here's your BMW, responded Satan, and she too drove off into the distance. A few days later, the first 2 women spotted the third one weeping on a rock. What's wrong? Asked one. You have the best car out of all of us. I know, said the third, but I just saw my husband driving by in a Ferrari. So the local bar was so sure that its bartender was the strongest man around that they offered a standing $1,000 bet. The bartender would squeeze a lemon until all the juice ran into a glass and hand the lemon to a patron. Anyone who could squeeze one more drop of juice out would win the money. Many people had tried over time, weightlifters, longshoremen, etc., but nobody could do it. One day this scrawny little man came into the bar, wearing thick glasses and a polyester suit, and said in a tiny squeaky voice, I'd like to try the bet. After the laughter had died down, the bartender said okay, grabbed a lemon, and squeezed away. Then he handed the wrinkled remains of the rind to the little man. But the crowd's laughter turned to total silence as the man clenched his fist around the lemon and 6 drops fell into the glass. As the crowd cheered, the bartender paid the $1,000 and asked the little man, What do you do for a living? Are you a lumberjack, a weightlifter, what? The man replied, I'm an IRS agent. So on their 50th wedding anniversary, Sadie tells Max to get in the car for a drive. She tells him to make a left at the next light and pull over. She points out an apartment building on the corner and tells him, Max, we own that building. He looks puzzled. She tells Hein to drive another half mile and make a right. She says, see that strip mall? We own that too. They keep driving around town and she points out dozens of properties that they own. He says, Sadie, what is going on? Sadie says, Max, you know how on our wedding night I made you put $25 on the nightstand before we consummated? Max says, yes. She continues, and you know how I made you do it every time since we've been married? Yes, Max says. Well, she goes on, I took all that money, invested it in real estate, and parlayed it into a fortune. Max's eyes fill with tears and he begins weeping uncontrollably. I know you're happy, but there's no reason to cry, Max. He says, it's not that. If only I had known, I would have given you all my business.